Good morning, good evening, whenever it is that you're watching this video. How are you? Like, you can really respond to me, but hey, maybe you can leave me a comment and tell me how you're doing. But, first I want to preface this by saying that it's never been my intention and is not my intention with this channel to bash religion or to mock a person's sincere religious convictions. There are plenty of people on YouTube who do that. That's their thing. I'm not really going to say anything about that. They're free to do that. But the matters that are on my mind this morning are undeniably religious. And they have what has me thinking this morning is the predictions that have gotten a lot of media attention about the rapture of the saints taking place later today, and it has me reflecting quite a bit on my teenage years. So we're going to take a trip down memory lane to Paul when he was in his mid to late teens, and he's a high school student, and he's quite a bit thinner than he is now, and he doesn't quite know who the hell he is yet, and he has a crappy taste in music. He's a shitty taste in music. He tolerates listening to garbage like Creed and Linkin Park. Folks, it hurts me to say it. Okay, it hurts me to say it. All right, but it's true. Okay, and I believe in telling the truth. I believe it's better for people to know the truth, always. So, when I was a teenager, I spent quite a bit of time thinking about the rapture. And the reason that I spent quite a bit of time thinking about the rapture was because at some point in my high school career, I found myself, my parents had put me into an evangelical Christian high school. Okay? I don't know why they did that. It's a long story, but I came from a Roman Catholic family. So I was a Catholic kid who ended up in an evangelical Christian high school. And, that's when I first learned about this thing called the rapture and what it entailed. And the funny thing is, and a lot of you are not going to believe this, and a lot of you are going to laugh, and you're not going to believe what I'm saying. But damn it, I was there, and I experienced it. So, it was an interesting time, because this was the eve of the paranoid post 9/11 world, where death lurked around every corner and everyone was a suspect and all of that. And then I had all of this on my mind in the post 9/11 world as well. So it was an interesting time to be in the thick of all of that. So, besides, it wasn't primarily the Bible that I viewed the rapture through, the concept of the rapture through. It was films. Okay? And I know all of you are familiar, or most of you are familiar with the Kirk Cameron film, The Left Behind. They made those crappy books into movies. But the thing that many of you don't understand is that a lot of Christian films are made, and basically there's two types of Christian movies. You have the inspirational Hallmark type movies, and then you have the Rapture films. And these independent Christian film studios put out a shit ton of Rapture movies. And they're low budget, they're terrible, and honestly, some of them to this day still freak me out. And there's one in particular, okay, and many of you are not going to be familiar with this. And you're not going to believe that such a thing exists, okay? This was a series of films that was made in the 1970s. These movies look like they were made by film school rejects. Okay, the editing is terrible. The acting is terrible. A lot of people would look at it and laugh. But they have a really surreal quality. And basically, I would describe them as basically Christian grindhouse movies, if you can believe that. But they were sincere in their message. And we have these people, after millions of people just mysteriously disappear off the face of the earth, the United Nations comes in and takes over and starts an organization called UNITE, which stands for United Nations Imperium of Total Emergency. And pretty soon, they institute this ID system. And I think some of you know where this is going. They institute this ID system where, there's a mark on the back of your hand or your forehead. And if you refuse to take it, you get guillotined. And there are several sequences in those movies where people are executed by guillotine for refusing the mark of the beast. And the thing is, during that time, I had this stuff, coming at me from all directions. Every news story was interpreted within the framework that whatever the event was, it was going to lead to the rapture. It was pushing us toward the rapture. Okay? And I will admit, that I had so many nightmares about being left behind and having to make the decision whether to take the mark of the beast or not. Okay? And I'm not going to lie, that messes with you. It messes with you quite a bit. And it was so strange because I was in high school, and all around me, we had people, preparing for the SAT. They were preparing to go off to college. They were preparing for, careers beyond college. But hanging over your head, you wonder if any of it matters, because at any second, the rapture might occur. So, it leads to quite a bit of strangeness. Strangeness that some of you, probably most of you, will never, ever, ever comprehend. And I don't like that type of paranoia. In fact, I hate that type of paranoia. I hate that type of fear. And that's part of the reason, even though, I'm not talking about religious topics frequently because, it's not my thing. But that's part of the reason why I feel the need to mock fear-mongering. Because someone has to be the person at the back of the auditorium heckling the person who is saying that this is a key time in history. Things have never been so bad. No! Okay? Someone has to be at the back of the person. Somebody has to be at the back of the auditorium saying, bullshit. Bullshit. It's utter insanity. Utter and complete insanity. And for all I know, this familyradio.com or .net or whatever it is, they could be right about later today. They're probably not, but they could be. But I don't know, man. It's maybe Willem Dafoe is psychotically determined to kill me. Okay, and he's all of these years, he's just been trying to lull me into a false sense of security. And maybe he is hanging outside my window right now like Spider-Man, waiting to fling himself through the window. But I don't think so. Well, folks, thank you for listening. And until next time, peace. And let us be free from all anxiety and senseless fear, whether it comes from Alex Jones, Jeff Renz, this family radio nutjob whose name escapes me. Let us be free from it. And let us show each other compassion and understanding instead of, spending all of our time analyzing ancient texts like episodes of Lost and promoting your pet theory. I just don't think it leads anywhere good. And that's all I'll say. Take care of yourselves, all right?